thanks for checking out today's video. We are diving in looking at this BPS Knives B1 Bushcraft knife. And I've had this thing for a long time and I don't know why I've never done a review on it. I kind of just missed this one. But this is kind of like the clone of the Condor Bush Lore, which if you've watched my channel for any time, you know I love that knife. This thing is just pretty much a mirrored copy of it with a couple subtle changes and stuff. And I have posted a video in the past comparing this one with the Bush Lore. So both of them are great options. And like I said, they're pretty much copies. So you can't go wrong there. So if you're into bushcraft, this thing is gonna be right up your alley. I love this Bush Lore design that is just amazing. It shaves feather sticks like nobody's business. The way this blade is curved is amazing. I don't know if there's another knife out there, maybe besides the Mora Companion, that can do feather sticks, in my opinion, like this one does, at least out of the knives that I have. So this thing is just great. So overall, let's go over some specs right here. 9 1/4 inches overall, 4 1/3 inch blade. So the blade is made out of 1066 high carbon steel, which is a little on the soft side, a lot of people say, but I've never had any issues out of these BPS knives. I just love them. I keep ordering them. Every time I'm on Amazon, I go and find a new BPS knife to order. So there you go. I mean, that just attests to kind of how the quality is of these knives. They're just great. The hardness scale, 59 to 60. So I haven't had any issues, guys. So take it from me. I've put these things through a lot of rigorous tests and they've held up great. You know, no complaints whatsoever. The weight right here, 5.75 ounces. So really light. I mean, the handles are a little bit thinner than the Condor Bush Lore, but the handles, nice walnut handles with a Danish oil is what they put on it. But I've also put some boiled linseed oil on these too. So that is why it's a little bit darker than it comes. So it is a full tang blade. So with Bushcraft, I really like to have a full tang blade. This one has it. So it has a really nice leather sheath that comes with this thing. Comes with a dangler, and you can put that dangler down and also run it higher up on your belt. But these sheaths, these things are worth as much as the knife is worth. I mean, the knife you're paying around 30, maybe closer to 40 bucks, depending on what time the market is. But look at that sheath. I mean, the welt is just really, really nice. The stitching is really nice. I mean, just really good grain, full grain leather. And the dangler's really high quality. The belt loop's really high quality. And it just looks really woodsy, that really outdoorsman style sheath. And it kind of just like a throwback to like the woodsman of the past. But it has that bushcrafty feel. And it has a really nice, snug, secure fit. And it just kind of hugs this knife. And it's really, really nice little package here. Has a good little lanyard hole in the back, and I've put a nice little paracord lanyard on it. And you know, I'm not gonna be chopping with this thing. I think it just looks good with that lanyard. And that's why I put them on there. But it has a mirrored finish that's gonna cut down on, you know, any kind of rusting and stuff, but really take care of your knives out there. Put some oil on them and keep them going. I like to put just regular, you know, peanut oil or some type of cooking oil on it. It's just cheap, it's easy, and especially if you're using this for bushcraft where you might be doing some food processing, you really want to keep it an oil that you can consume, not something like a gun oil or something like that, putting it on here. I just don't suggest that. So let's put this thing to the test and show you what you get with this thing. Nice little scandi grind there, almost forgot to mention. That's what makes this knife so great, is that nice scandi grind this thing has. This thing is just razor sharp out of the box. And I have sharpened this thing a few times on some whetstones, but nonetheless, this thing came like a razor. You could shave with this thing straight from BPS. That's one thing that they take pride in, is really focusing on the sharpness of their knives before they send them out of the factory. So cool little package here. I'll leave a link in the description box where you can find these. And I'll also list a bunch of BPS knives and their links because they're just so good. And I've been doing reviews slowly on a lot of them, and they're just great knives. Guys, let's dive into testing this thing. We're gonna go through doing some batoning with this B1. So a pretty cool little knife to have around the campfire. It's got some knots in this one. Come on, there we go. Had to go through that knot which it was a good size knot. No rolling to the edge, nothing. This thing just holds up. Like I'm telling you, even though it has a softer metal, this thing still works really, really good. Let's change this camera angle a little bit. We'll use the same one that has the knot in it. Go. So if you're into processing kindling and stuff like that around campfire, this thing's gonna do it no problem whatsoever. I mean, this thing is just a beast, just like the bush lore was, just like all of the BPS knives I've checked out. The latest one was the review of the Adventurer, which came with ferro rod. It's just really nice all around package. You know, this one doesn't come with a ferro rod. Actually, there is an option of you can buy the sheath that has a ferro rod holder and ferro rod. So that was something they just came out with. But overall, this thing batons really, really nicely. Look at those wooden handles and the grain pattern. Man, that just stands out really, really good. All right, let's do some feather sticks with this thing. We'll do offhand first, and then we'll go ahead and plant this tip into the tree. Oh my gosh, it's like butter. Get close up so you can see this. That scandi is nobody's business, man. This thing is just awesome. All the BPS knives that I've reviewed do the same thing. Straight pushes, do some curls. I mean, this thing just makes feather sticks so well. I mean, look how thin those things are. I mean, it does an excellent job. That scandi, all props to that scandi grind. So maybe not as good as the Mora Companion, but I'll tell you, it's pretty damn close. All right, let's do some sinking this thing into the tree here. And I'm holding the camera with this other hand. This thing is just getting it. I need to hold the camera. I need to hold the knife up here. You just have so much more control doing it this way. That's why I like doing it. Look at that. Just, I mean, it just peels it like butter. I mean, I could sit here and do this all day. I mean, this is just like music to my ears, making these feathers. I mean, look at that. Just makes them so good. So pretty cool right there. I mean, this thing is just a beast. Let's test out this tip. I haven't done it on camera, but this is a really hard piece of wood here. We'll all right, holding up just fine. No issues with the blade. All right, I didn't suspect there would be. Let's see how this thing does on ferro rod. This thing's a nice Bushcraft knife, so has to have a 90-degree spine, which this one does. Let's go show you how that works. All right, got a ferro rod. I mean, look at that. Just showers them. No problems whatsoever. Great all-around Bushcraft knife. Go check this thing out. There you have it. Quick little review of this BPS Knives B1. Just awesome little knife right here. It's a little copy of the Condor Bush Lore design, and this thing is just rocking it out of the park. for a little bit less money than the Condor bush lore. So if you're looking at the bush lore, but you want something that's just as good but at a lower price, check out this BPS B1. Comes with a nice leather sheath, just as good as the ones that you get from Condor. So you're not going to be disappointed if you get one of these, I promise you. This thing's great all around knife. We just showed you a little bit of what it can do today. I've been using this thing for several months, and this thing has just held up great. So no complaints with this B1. If you really want one of these, go head over to the description box. You can check them out on Amazon. I have a link there. And like I said, I'm gonna leave a link to all of the other BPS knives that I think you should check out, which is all of them, because they're all awesome. And you can really help me out on the channel by clicking those links. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave those in a comment box below. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys in future review videos.